Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. I'm your host, Tosin, as always. This is the Manchester United edition. This year, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to bring on new guests each week, just kind of talk about United, see what we've seen in the game in 90 minutes, and have fun. That's really what we're trying to do this season. I decided to bring on one of my good friends, the homie, the M Series, Alex. How you doing today, man?
Man, it's all good, man. You know, life is good. Trying to get better with this doctorate stuff as far as with me personally. Like got like a year and a half left remaining, so all good there. It is a struggle, but hey, it's all cool. Hope everybody that's watching, stay black and stay vigilant. It's too much crazy stuff out there in the world, so keep your heads right, keep your souls even clear.
And that's why I brought Alex on, because people from the South know how to talk, you know. Shout out to the South. We love the South around here. Alex is a longtime Man United fan like myself, and plays soccer in the USU system like myself as well. So it's a lot of overlap between us. But for the people who don't know, how did you get into becoming a Man United fan?
Man, I got like it's crazy because I could pick out 3 examples just with the sport itself and just with United as a whole. But make a long story short, seeing my guys as far as with damn Dwight York and Andy Cole for one and two, that's kind of spoke out to me as just being a young kid, black kid, seeing those hoop. It was kind of hard as far as with days of old ESPN, especially with the sport where you had the huge tape delays where the games be coming on like a whole fucking day later. So
Yeah.
or like you had to catch it. And then with me moving to where I am now as far as with just the area of Atlanta I'm in specifically, I had because I got to the sport a little later. We moved out here when I was like eight, 9, and my cousin at the time before he moved, he was like he had been playing since he was a kid, and he's like maybe like 3 or 4 years older than me, and like I got hooked to it. All this just kind of coincided like with the Olympics to the '99 World Cup. I was still am a huge Breonna Scurry fan. Who really got me into the sport, and obviously Brandon Chastain me Ham that team, so it was like boom, 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 all worked out from right there. But yeah, going back into just my United fandom, those two in particular, and then yeah, it just kind of was like I thought those guys were like really cool, and I was like, I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, it's always funny. We always got that one person that makes us a fan of a team, right? Like for Arsenal fans, it's either like Henri or Ian Wright or Kanu or someone like that, right? Like especially when you're black, like you look for someone who looks like you. I became a fan because of
Exactly.
Andy Cole. Andy Cole, I saw him, I was like, oh, that's my team for the rest of my life. So we've seen the very, very highs of this team, but we also seen the last 12 years. We some real, real lows. Like this has been some pathetic, pathetic stuff. Uh, what's been your favorite moment as a Man United fan?
I think, damn. Obviously, the treble. I think that's everybody's favorite,
Yeah,
but I want to say probably which goes into the last 12 years of destruction. '09, which was like it. Like, obviously going into college around that time and graduating high school, so everything just kind of lined up. It was like boom, boom, boom. This is it, and yeah, it's been the best way to describe it is like a really, really absurdist episode of Mad TV.
yeah. I think being a United fan is Groundhog's Day. It's like no matter what coach we have, no matter what players we buy, it's the same shit, different day. And we'll talk about the game. Actually, let's talk about the lineup right now. Actually, because I was talking about the state of the fan base, but I do not care. Everyone is mad online, and it's like I can't. I I have people who come into my mentions all the time. It's like, yo, Kobe didn't play. It's like, brother, I do not care. Okay, it is what it is. Let's talk about the game though. What do you think about the lineup? There was one change from last week. Ahmad came in for Dalot. Onana got benched for Bayern Deer. What do you think about the lineup when you saw it?
I think as far as with that kind of well, it was working for the most part. Um, Definitely want to see him mod a little more. I know people gonna bring up the Mano situation, which fine, I guess. I mean, but and that kind of leads into the issues with the team as far as with the midfield is like, which we have been crying about since Obama's first term, and we're in our fucking 30s now. So therein lies the issue with that. It's like you can only do so much, and if you're restricted due to bad management or absurdist management, and there's only so much you can do. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then Onana, I don't know what's going on in that situation. Whatever.
yeah, I don't. It's like he in the club. They brought him inside the club. He's like he was on the wait list. They brought him in, but like he got to sit in that corner.
Yeah, yeah,
Go hang up coach for a minute.
yeah. Go to coach check. That's where you
Yeah,
belong.
exactly.
But yeah, let's start off talking about the game. Obviously, Bayern continued. Ahmad started. Apparently get a new goalkeeper. Lemin's the kid from Belgium, which I'm not mad about that signing. 16, 17 million pounds for a goalkeeper. That's about the right rate. I'm not trying to spend anything more than 30 million on a goalkeeper. I think once you start pushing 25, 30 mil for a goalkeeper, you're wild. You're bugging. They better be Jesus. So what do you think about that signing?
It's cool for quality. It's cool for quality depth, which we don't have. Like even with, and I know people gonna beat on the head with Ohana is he's the best keeper, and I guess that's just by proxy, just because look at everything after him. It's like he may not be all that great, but it's like it gets drastically worse after that. So it's like cool. So we'll see what the kid does. He more than likely will probably be, I'm assuming, second choice with that price, and he'll definitely get some PT as far as with the how the year progresses.
Yeah. So pre-game, did you really expect anything before the game? Like, what was your expectations of Man United before the game?
Which kind of coincides with their owner. I was expecting a brawl out, which pretty much what it was. This was definitely AEW Forbidden Door 0 hour right now
Yeah,
between the two. So yeah,
yeah,
we definitely got a cage match of a match between these two teams, and that's just how Fulham has built themselves as of late. Which again, kudos to everybody buying in over there. It's always been a tough out, even when they were just bad. So they just you got to fight, and that's what it is.
yeah. I mean, we had a fast start. Cunha hit the post. Some great interplay from Bruno, and Leno had a good save, and then just things kind of went from there. 12th minute, Bayern did had a good save on King. He beat the offside trap. The younger Josh King, and I feel old man because I think about Man United Josh King when I would think about Josh King.
Right?
I'm like, wait, Josh King is playing again? The Norwegian George? Yeah. So that's what came to my mind. But he beat the offside trap. It was a really good save from Bayern. A minute later, Bayern had a really good pass to Cunha, which Cunha should have finished. It was saved by Leno. What do you think about Cunha so far?
I like him. I think from when I saw him here, as far as with the summer series, I could tell both of them were still trying to feel themselves out. Uh, Cunha definitely more so than Bimbo, because obviously he had just got there at the time. So they seem to be working, and it's just that like everything behind them, especially again with the midfield, is like they got to drag that along. So that kind of handicaps them.
Yeah. And Bayern, we all know his weakness is his crossing. He cannot save a
Yeah,
cross, save his life. Do you think he's actually decent, or what do you think?
he cool. That's pretty much it. He cool. Yeah, he cool. He all right. He's something. All right. He ain't bad. He ain't great. Just kind of there.
He's there. Yeah. Calvin Bassey, 17th minute, almost heading the corner. Ahmad conceded a corner, and Bassey almost got a goal from heading it in. Um, why do we keep messing up set pieces? Like, no matter who our coach is, we're not good at set pieces.
Yo, speaking of Bassey, man, he was moving like defensive end today. Like,
Yo, I'm not sure if you listened to last week. I'm not sure how many times you listened to me call. I've called Calvin Bassey a wrestler for the last year. Like Calvin
yo,
Bassey
he
could,
is dead like Obafemi right now. Like he is moving
yeah,
like Trick Williams. He is definitely Jacob for two right now. This thing.
yeah, Calvin Bassey definitely is a wrestler for sure. Vince McMahon in the 1990s would have put him in the faction for sure.
Shit off right now.
Yeah. I mean, he would have been the third Dudley brother for sure. He
Oh,
would
for
have put
sure.
everybody through the table.
That's perfect.
And it's just
That's
like the
perfect.
thing about Bassey that makes me laugh. 'Cause I watch a lot of Nigeria football. He wears his shorts so baggy, he looks like TJ Ford in 2005. Remember when TJ Ford had those big ass shorts?
Yo,
That's what he looks like. And I was like, Calvin, pull up your shorts. But the thing is, with Calvin, I think he's a really good player. And we're gonna talk about Fulham later, but I really like Calvin Bassett's game today. But man, he had him way more quiet today. He had him way more very, very quiet today.
Who was that? That was Drogo he knocked down. I was like, damn. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Like I said, man, hey, like you got your owner with Tony Khan over there. We need to slide you to AEW like tonight, my dog.
When he tossed Mason Mount, I was like, yo, you just gave him a
poor
did you
poor
just give
Mason.
yeah.
Poor Mason. He just probably a nice guy, but he has been through the ringer.
He has been. He has been. And we'll get on him later. Um One thing about midfield. I want to talk about this real quick. I think the midfield wastes Bruno's gifts by keeping him too deep, and Casemiro lacks mobility. I think trying to shoehorn Bruno into this team is not fun. I think that the team, and you saw it today, they were great in the beginning, but because they don't have no midfield to sustain the pressure, it goes bad. So, what do you think about the midfield and like playing Bruno deep?
That's exactly how I've been feeling. And honestly, it's been the biggest issue for the past, let's say about three years now with that. Even with, and I know we were seeing that a lot before too with ironically enough, Pogba.
Hmm.
Uh those same issues were coming through a lot. It's like you gotta depend on one person to do everything in the midfield, and it just isn't. One isn't smart, two isn't conducive to a great environment, and three pretty much defines everything as far as United as with this Glazer tenure.
I was gonna add to your point about Pogba. Pogba playing on the left wing is basically Bruno playing deep. That's
That's exactly that. It's
effectively the same
exactly
thing.
that.
Yeah. And it's like we keep putting square pegs and round holes. It's like, yo, stop doing this. I'm glad they upgraded the forward line, but at this point, with how many days we got a week left of the transfer window, you have to get a midfielder. And it's not as if there's not options in the market. There's a ton of League On. There's a few in Serie A. There's some in Eredivisie. Like, there's players to go get. You don't have to spend 100 million on Baleba. Like, in as much as I love him, but it's just like you can go get Lamine Kamara. There's other players to get. But when you're looking at Bruno and Casemiro midfield, it just makes you just want to rub your temples like, yo, why am I watching this? You know?
It's we basically like cheating the exercise. We're doing the whole Drake plastic surgery abs thing. So we're
Yes.
big up top, and like that's not the core. The core ain't right. Like why is the core looking like that? Why is the core looking like an etch a sketch pattern there, and then everything else is like okay, cool, I guess.
Kendrick's going to come tell us we can't stomach that because it's weird. Our midfield is very, very weird. Um, but how do you feel about the setup measures like Amarim's like sporting like he did his at sporting when he had Heumann and Morkta basically like he has one destroyer and one creative person. Like, how do you feel about his setup?
I think the drastic difference, and honestly now that's just because of more time. Um, because honestly, with him being thrown into the fire like he was with the start of the hire, that wasn't great. And I'm seeing it's a drastic shift between how they look last year to now. Uh, they don't look the biggest thing, and I'm seeing them in person, and even with today, even though it didn't really go right, they didn't look timid and they didn't look unsure of themselves. Yeah, they had mistakes, but compared to last year where they had those same mistakes or starting out the gate, it's like, I don't know if we really want to be here to do this. The intensity and communication and everything else that falls in line with that look much sharper now this year than it did last year. So the ideas are there. It was just need more as far as with the players and just honestly time. So,
Yeah.
and that's another thing I kind of want to, but I know that's hysteria talking from everybody else as far as with
We did
getting rid
we
of the
did talk
guy, but that ain't about to happen just because one, they broke, and two, they're broke. So, yeah, that's not about to do that. You're not about to get rid of a guy who you're paying another guy for with their exit fees and a bunch of other stuff where you got a new stadium coming in. You just rebuilt the training ground too, which is great. Again, that can bring you more people just give them time. Now, if they wind up in a disaster like they were last year, or as far as with 15th, then we'll probably have that discussion. But as far as
Yeah,
now, what 2-3 games in, nah.
yeah. The Bassi Mason Mount penalty incident. I don't think it was a penalty, but they called it
You
a
gotta let
penalty.
some shit slide. You gotta let some stuff slide. That's just that is what it is.
Yeah, and then Bruno got his penalty. The referee accidentally bumped Bruno before. But
Yeah, I could
what did we?
tell. Like his facial expression, like he really wasn't expecting that. And to be honest, none of us really were either. So that was kind of interesting.
So what do we say in basketball? Ball don't lie.
Ball don't
Bruno
lie.
missed it,
Ball
so
don't lie.
does not lie at all. Casemiro got a yellow card for diving. Whatever, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of Casemiro.
Man, if this was a Madrid cast, as far as with like the first 5 years, perfect. But like, he just realizes like, hey dog, why don't you come on home?
Got an old man yelling Casemiro. I know that sounds very, very morbid, but got an old man yelling at man.
my
Um,
dog is moving like Hans Molin from The Simpsons right now. So
yes, yeah, he's moving in slow motion. It's not good. Again, 40th minute, Muniz was left at the back post. Um, why are we like it's consistently just bad by the coaches and just everything? Is like why are we set up this way where everybody can eat one of the set pieces? It's
I
weird.
don't know. Like it seems like everybody just neglects that part.
Yeah.
Maybe because like they're
So
not tall enough. I don't know. That's been interesting. So
yeah.
maybe we do need some more height on the team.
One person I do want to praise, we talked about him earlier, was Mason Mount. I think that his touches and in the play has been really good. I think that Mason Mount has impressed throughout the years. Like, well, this season at least, he's stayed a little bit healthier. He's kept his head down, just kept playing. What do you think about Mason Mount so far?
Yeah, I mean we had our discussions about Mount because it definitely wasn't pretty just because of health and that obviously like late stretch as far as with playing on the Tuchel and that didn't really work for him and then coming over here obviously taking the number that he did, so that comes with full expectations there to not delivering on those set expectations just because of health and just the overall turmoil of everything else didn't really help him. So I guess now with the clean slate, how we're expecting them, because this is a rebuild year. Even if they do, it'll be perfect if they do right to wind up in top three. But knowing the reality, just how the team is right now, and obviously it's just too early to tell. But this is a rebuild year, and next year will probably be that as well, just because they need a lot. You can't clear up, let's say, about 20-25 years of destruction in 9 months. So
Hmm.
it's going to take a lot of time. But going back to Mount, he looks a lot better. Him and I would say Euro today for sure. That it was. Yeah, I know you said the baby Rio. Yeah, I'm nudging to that too. I see the traits with him a lot. A couple other people too. I want to say Drogo is another piece. Ahmad, I can't sing more of his praises enough. So we got some guys, but we definitely need a lot more.
Yeah. Back to Euro and Rio. Both won number 15, both biracial. Really, really talented, long-legged, talented teenagers, and they just remind like I've seen a lot of defenders come and go. Nobody has reminded me of Rio Ferdinand like Lenny Euro does. Like he had this slide tackle in the second half where it was so clean, but it looked so violent, but it was so clean at the same time. I was like, that's just beauty, Even in the second half, he had a tackle on Josh King where he just put his long leg out. I was like, yo, this is
That one, I
this is
was like,
incredible.
yeah, that reminded me of hooping back in my days.
Yeah.
Hate to say it
You
like
play
that,
center
but
back,
yeah,
right?
I was right back.
Right back? Okay. Okay. So yeah, Fulham dominated towards the end, since the penalty misses, and United was just uncomfortable out of crosses. And then United looked more dangerous with the ball this season. They just got defensive issues. Do you think it's like a personnel, or do you think it's a system issue with the defensive issues?
I think it's more personnel that falls into the second part. It's
Okay.
just we ain't got again. This is really just a midfield thing. Like seeing the telecast after with Rebecca, Tim, and Robbie, it was kind of like they were saying we need like at least two more midfielders, which is like yeah. Like they came in talking about, well, they need a goalkeeper. Nah, no. I mean, we do, but it's the midfield. Midfield sets off everything as far as this team.
And I've said it a million times. They've neglected it for so long. I remember being in college when I was 18 saying, "Yo, we need to fix our midfield." Damn near half my life I've been saying we need a midfield. It's annoying at this point. Like there's so many players. Go get it. Um, so when halftime came, did you have any adjustments in your mind that was just like I need to do this, I need to do that?
Uh, I think they could pretty much do as much as they could. Like I said, I know people gonna bring up Kobe, and you maybe could have took him out for Drogo. Um, but with how Fulham was playing, as far as with trying to pretty much grind you out and hard nosing it, I don't know if he probably would have been the best bet in that situation.
Hmm.
Compared to, well, I could say in that situation compared to with the Arsenal game, I think, yeah, I don't think he probably would have been best compared to that. So that's one of the ones you kind of need somebody to at least try to match up what Fulham's doing in the midfield, which is pretty much knocking you around and throwing you off balance, so you can't counter properly in order to establish some goal techniques.
Yeah. And there was a couple subs. Dallo came on for Ahmad, and Chesko came on for Casabero. So we ended up having Bruno and Mason Mount as midfielders. That's when I was just like, you know what, man? I was like, whatever you want to do. I was like, at this point, if you want to get fired, you get fired. At this point, I could care less.
Yeah. that was something. It's mm, I don't know how to
Something not
describe it.
good.
I don't know how to describe that. The best way I can describe it is like a Looney Tunes trap. It was like Wile E. Coyote getting the Acme trap, and you got roll running in your sights, and then it just blows up in your face.
It was just dumb. I looked at it, I was just like, you know what? I'm leaving up to God. Like we mentioned, the Lenny Euro tackle on Josh King was amazing. And then Man United scored in the 57th minute. Lenny Euro pushed Bassey. We got away with one there. I can 100% we got away with one there.
We did, and then for him to get the header and then like literally bounce off the back, it was like, cool. Hey, goal
A
scored
goal's a goal.
opportunities come. Goal scored opportunities come any way they can.
Hmm. And then in the 73rd minute, Emil Smith Rowe equalized with his first touch. Bruno didn't track the runner. The lit was not doing anything, and Dalot tried to cut it in again. I hate players who try to cut. Like it's the same thing that happened last week when we played against Arsenal, where Bruno tried to cut it back, and then they end up scoring from the corner kick. Just clear your lines. Clear your lines.
That's
I don't understand it.
that's where communication comes in, because I gotta communicate. That's the number one thing. Like, communicate, because none of that would have happened if y'all would just communicate it. Or maybe it does, but not as seamlessly easy as it did.
Hmm. I will say one thing. Alex Iwobi plays so well today. I know a lot of people have things about him. Iwobi's the consummate professional. I was talking to somebody the other day, and like, I don't like Iwobi. It's like, no, it's because you're not paying attention. Like Iwobi does these small, he does the basics very right.
And that's all you need sometimes.
Yeah. Uh,
That'll get you enough over the hump to, you know, you'll float. Maybe you can get a little extension there as far as what you're trying to do.
yeah, and then Maguire headed, nearly got a header in from the corner, but
Big head, motherfucker.
yeah, I don't know, man. Like I just don't know what to think about United anymore. Because I understand the fan bases being upset. I'm not here to say anybody's wrong in that, but it's just like, yo, what are you gonna do about it?
Tweet. Tweet. I mean, that's that parasocial. That's that parasocial bullshit as far as with everybody. Like, everybody's become too attached to everything, and especially with this club, I know we've experienced some legendary, and I mean legendary highs with this club, but like,
Hmm.
the fallout from the Glazers ownership it's become too much. Um, I don't really have much to say about Sir Jim, because I don't really like some of the changes that happen as far as with people being fired and that stuff. And I know that's a whole different discussion within itself there. But with all that being said, for them to basically kicked off the dust of the utter debacle of that Pyrrhic loss that was the title game between them and Tottenham, uh, because nobody won there. I mean, they won. Tottenham won, but like they still lost too because they had to get rid of Ainge, which now is working for them so far. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's you got a new training ground now. Thank God. The new stadium's coming. Definitely need that. So we won't really get a full idea of what they will be because it's just gonna take a minute. Like it's
yeah. There's some interesting quotes from Marco Silva and Alex. While we will read them to you, you let me know what you think. We knew how they wanted to. We knew how they defend, and we knew they like to squeeze from the back five. And if you don't give bodies for them to squeeze from the back five, you can create security in the middle. We know they play with two in the middle. We try to overload our three plus Alex. It was as simple as that. And then Iwobi had a quote as well. I'm trying to find Iwobi's quote because it was really good as well. Iwobi said, "We knew that they would be able to get. We knew that we would be able to get behind their two midfielders and their center backs would want to jump. We exploited that today. We've been honking on this. We've been saying it over and over again. United's midfield is the issue. It's not the forwards. It's not the defenders. It's literally in the middle of the pitch is where Man United's main issues are."
I mean that's where the money goes. That's your Gruden grinder right there. That's everything. That is your core. That is your full extension as far as what everything's gonna be. That's your roots, all that stuff. So until you get that fixed, we're gonna be having these same conversations for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a long season. I wasn't a big fan of Luke Shaw today, by the way. I think Luke Shaw just kind of mailed it in a little bit. But is
You
what
know
it
what, man?
is.
I mean, I know we beat up on Luke Shaw, but it's a miracle that he's still even having a career considering the injury. And and I'll leave with that for him.
Yeah, I mean, 200 Premier League games finally. And we all know his injury was really, really bad. So I'm
Yeah,
happy that Luke Shaw is back and like doing well, but yeah, man, we have a lot of just guys. We need more guys, if that makes sense. But yeah, it was not fun to watch today. And I do understand everyone's being upset. I'm not here to gaslight nobody. Like, oh, you're wrong in saying that. I get it, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Now they're linked. United are linked again to Baleba. There's more rumors that we're gonna reactivate that interest. I'm just like, yo, just get a midfielder. Get two. In fact, that's what United need. So
we need to. We need to. Hell, probably three. Just on the depth aspect, if
mhm.
you want to call that, unless you want to call some of the youth players in the chamber, which they probably still might do. But
Yeah. Question for you: how do you feel about what's happening with Kobe? I know a lot of people aren't really feeling what's happening with Kobe. Well, what do you think is happening with Kobe Manu?
uh, I feel like he'll get his chances. I don't think he's ousted out the lineup or anything. I don't think he's done anything wrong in Amarin's eyes or nor the rest of the club's eyes. I don't. I think they would be kind of foolish to even entertain an option of selling.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think he'll get his chances. I just think it's early and Ruben's trying to tinker with what he thinks can work so far.
Yeah,
Now this was like was it August now? Now this was like January, February. Then like, all right, we kind of got to have the discussion.
yeah. I mean, like Stephen A. Smith, everyone's crying. Just lay off the weed. You guys are just angry. You know, just you don't need to be. I don't know. I understand it. I understand why you're mad that Kobe's not playing, but I'm just like, yo, what are you gonna do about it?
Be frustrated. Probably take some
Yeah.
fent shit. That's what everybody need to do. Lay out that damn fent. Shit.
Man, it's incredible though because I understand everyone's apprehension with Ruben. I know back three is not the way United used to play, and ironically, I think this team is better suited to a back four. I think we play a 4-3-3. Like it actually gets the best out of everybody. But I would say this, and I tweeted this too. I think that what's happening with Ruben is he's stubborn. He knows how he wants to play. You live and die by the sword, right? So you go about your own methods. If it fails, you fail, and that's okay. You know, I think there's a lot of enough managers on the market right now that United can go hire, like Kieran McKenna or Arola from Bournemouth, where United can hire them and they'll be fine. So I'm not worried about the team. I'm just like, this is the way Ruben wants to play. He's gonna live by the sword and die by the sword. So how do you feel about Ruben's like stubbornness and things like that?
I think he'll get some flexibility soon. But every great coach is stubborn to an extent. Like it's because you won or you've seen what works, and it's like, I'm sticking to that. Hey, this works, or I got something here that can work. So
Yeah,
stubbornness is always key to any coach, as far as with
yeah.
from the
I
big
just
six to mid table to the bottom of the table.
I just feel for Ruben because I'm just like, bro, I know right now, like this is not what you wanted. I know he wants a midfielder really badly. I think, and I know I'm not trying to like go full Hotep here, but I feel that's why he plays with Gate. I think he's trying to show him like this guy stinks. I,
It's like, hey, I gotta put this. See, this is what y'all leave me with. Y'all leave me with this motherfucker.
you guys want a slab of ribs? I only got chicken patties. Like, bro, I can't make you food. Like, you got to go to the store and get me what I need if that's what you want.
y'all want Lil Wayne? I got gutter gutter. That's it, man. That's all we can do.
I got Mac Main at a pinch.
That's it. That's all we can do, bro.
Yeah. You want Juvenile, you want Lil Wayne. I don't got none of this, man. I got BG, maybe
I,
got Turk.
I got maybe BG and just throw in a little bit. I got J Hood from the locks, like just a little bit.
I
Yo, we'll
got
cover
Uncut.
all the
I
bases
got
with pop references. Jesus Christ.
I got Uncasa for you.
Hey,
That's what we got.
hey, Casa, real rap right there. We'll cover all the bases of pop references. Only this channel can give you this.
Yeah. And then it's crazy because United's team looks like hell rail right now, but that's neither here nor there. Just everything looks like hell rail at Old Trafford, man. The stadium, the mice, just it's not fun.
It
But
ain't fun.
we do have Grimsby Town on Wednesday and Burnley on Saturday. So two winnable games. What do you think about those two games coming up?
I feel like the Grimsby Town is gonna be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Burnley should win because they didn't really look great today. Yeah, they didn't. They should win that, but yeah, that Grimsby Town might be interesting.
I think Grimsby is where you start Shesko, where you start Kobe Mainu, and you start the players that like should be getting more minutes, like your Aiden Heavens of the world. Like that's the game that you put those guys in and kind of build from there. Like on Saturday you start Shesko, and then you got the international break. Which Jesus, we got another international break already.
Jesus
But
Christ,
uh,
damn, it's all right.
we
Jesus Christ. Mm,
we just
mm,
got here. We just got here.
mm, mm. Player health, man. That's another thing. Like it's bad. This
And
is
bro,
bad.
they're playing World Cup qualifiers. That's the hardest thing. Like they're playing World
Jesus
Cup qualifiers.
Christ.
So
I find it crazy that we having World Cup qualifiers with the unmitigated disaster that we're experiencing of a country right now. But yeah,
we got World Cup qualifiers, then we got AFCON in January, then we got World Cup. It's like this doesn't stop, man. This ball keeps rolling. It keeps
it
rolling,
really
rolling,
doesn't
rolling.
stop. So kind of lay off the players a little bit because they're going through a lot. Uh, unless they do something wildly stupid, then by all means go right ahead. But yeah, for the most part, y'all be jumping on them for every single thing. It's kind of like back up. Your breath is hot. Go to the dentist. Clean yourself up.
There is a stat that just made me sad. No Man United players score versus Fulham. They didn't score against Arsenal last year. Ericsson and Ahmad scored against Aston Villa. No one scored against Tottenham, Chelsea, or West Ham. Man United players only scored just one in their last six competitive matches. It's not a good stat. Like, it's
That's
not a
ugly
good
stat.
stat. And it's I don't know, man. We don't like possession of the ball. We don't like creating chances. It's frustrating. I can see why the fans are mad though, because you look at this and you're just like, this is not what we grew up on. Ruben's been given so many chances, been given so much money to spend, but it don't matter who the coach is. All these issues are always gonna be there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like yeah, like we've been saying, these issues have been compounded since Moyes. So
I
we're
mean,
what?
we gonna keep it a buck. This has been the issue since the last George W. Bush administration.
Honestly, yeah, like that was what 01. So
Oh five. I said
oh
the
five,
second.
right? Yeah, shit, I'm tripping.
Yeah. So that's when they bought the club as no 05. So, we've
20
seen
years, man. 20 years. We don't went from like HD TV. We're in multiple video game generations and stuff. So yeah, and the same issues at United have been prominent. So
United
again,
have had issues since Entourage was on TV.
hell, the wire was the long shit.
Yeah. Lost was still on TV, so that's
Like
how
shit.
long United's issues been around. It's like you could go to movie theaters and watch Harry Potter. That's how long United's issues been, you know. You can watch all three Batmans. That's how long United's issues been going on, and it's
Yeah,
just we're bringing these prop references because I want you to understand the gravity of the situation. The club is like, I understand everyone's upset, but the owners we have really, really screwed this club like badly. There's so many players we should have got, so many players we didn't get, so many players we overpriced. Like buying Ugarte is not a normal thing. I'm sure there's some sort of business deal on the table because that's not a football player, man. That's a hatchet, man, for sure.
that's a literal butcher. Like he works the butcher line for the rest of the players. But I mean, even all jokes aside with Ugarte, like that's a player that's you sign that a kind of player like that for depth purposes. Like he
And
doesn't he's not
and
he's
not
not a
a
starter.
and not a 50 million pound. Ugarte at most is 20 million. But I don't want to. And that's the thing is like I'm trying so hard not to be put blame at the player's foot and I yell at the players because I understand it must be hard to play professional football, man. It is absolutely tough, but this draw against Fulham, it's only gonna make the people gnash their teeth more, make people more upset. But my only thing is, and you can take it over after me. I think that United's coach, he's gonna live and die by his decisions, right? Or his lack thereof decisions. Like not bringing on Kobe's a decision. Bringing on Harry Maguire and Aiden Heaven, that's a decision. You left Joshua Xerxes on the bench. Those are decisions that you make, right? If it goes bad, if it goes right, you have to live and die with that. That's your choice. That's the only thing I gotta say about Ruben Amorim. I'm not Ruben in, I'm not Ruben out. I support the club. So if Ruben wants to not play Kobe, if he doesn't want to play Xerxes, these are the choices that you made. You're going to keep playing Bruno deep lying midfielder. You made the bed, and whatever happens when you get off the bed is your fault. So that's the only thing I got to say.
Yeah, it's pretty much the mad genius of things. You know, you see what works, what doesn't work. You got to stick to it. As far as with that, then even though it's a lot of breaking around it, but again, like nobody can survive in the tumultuous and calamitous environment that United has been for the past 20 years. That's why we've been.
Man.
That's why we've been running through players, and even though everybody's been catching hell, and then if you want to take it even more extreme, as far as with the racial dynamic of it, which is a large blanket of mess
Mm-hmm.
there, we can go even further into depth with that. But yeah, this is what happens. This is why you have your big sixes as far as with Pool, City, Arsenal trying to do right and listening to the owners are listening to who they have around them or hiring the right people and completely restructuring, reformatting themselves, and then eventually this is how you win. While United haven't done that, uh they've
In the
been
wind.
a fancy toy for the Glazers.
Yeah.
They basically like what the Club World Cup is for Trump right now in office. So
Mm-hmm. Nice little trophy wife. Put it up
exactly.
there. Let the world see, like, I own this, but you're not doing any work. It's like, yo, you got to get underneath the hood. You got to get dirty. Like, and
That
I
shit
think it's
got that
funny.
shit got mildew on it. It's been collecting dust. It's
I
falling
think the
apart.
funny thing is the Glazers don't realize if they put more money into Manchester United, if they actually care, you get more money on your dollar for your team. Like the more successful Man United are, the more money you can actually make instead of just mailing it in. But we said too much. But shout out to Fulham. They played very well. They switched to a back three at times today too, which was a very interesting wrinkle for Marco Silva. They switched to a back three because I saw at one point Bassi was on the left, Anderson was in the middle, and Kenny Tete was on the right. I was like, huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But
Hey, but that's how you counter though. I mean, like you gotta you observe and try to learn quickly as far as what's
mhm,
going on, and then gotta counter well.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's so interesting being a United fan right now because no one's happy. Even the most positive of United fans are not happy. The most negative are always negative as per. But someone like me tries to stay in the middle and tries to stay grounded. I'm just like, I do want to blame the coach in a sense, but I'm also just like, what can we do? We know the midfield is stinking. There's nothing we could do about that. And Bruno doesn't want to leave, so now you got a guy who you want to start including in Buemo, but he also plays the same position. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like we can bang the drum on everybody, and we have been, but that's not addressing the real issues as far as up top. Because ruin comes from its purpose. It's purpose design as far as what up top. That's your real trickle down economics right there. That's ruin, club ruin, or just ruin in general. That starts from
Mhm.
up top, and it's by design.
Like the famous idiom goes, fish rots from the head down, and you're seeing it with United week in and week out. We support other clubs as well. You're a Hawks fan. You know how bad that organization is when it comes to players.
Let's not talk
The,
about that, please.
the Colts just started Daniel Jones, so
We
it's like
definitely ain't
there's
talking about them bombs.
yeah. And I think for me, like my juxtaposition, which is why I'm so calm all the time, I'm a Ravens fan. I know what good ownership looks like. You know what I
See?
mean? Like, I know what it's like to have owners who actually care. Like, hey, like last year we realized, yo, our corners and our safety is not good. So what we do? Drafted a corner. Drafted another safety, drafted more corners.
Oh
Your
yeah,
ownership, your ownership listens to the scouts. He listens to the people who's on the ground every day. Listen to the players. And that's not what's happening at United. The owners need to listen to the players. They need to listen to the fans. Like, listen, we need midfield. Like, we're literally, on our hands and knees begging. Like, please get us midfielders. That's all we need. You
yeah.
know.
On that Ravens point, treat my guy Malachi Starks well out there. He's a fun player. I'm telling you, like y'all gonna love Starks immediately.
I
He's gonna
mean,
be
all
real
the
nice.
all the all the players of the Ravens already love him. Even Georgia's own Roquan Smith said, "Well, that boy nice." So
Dog, dog on dog connection right there with them two. So yeah,
yeah.
that certainly helps out a lot. But yeah, watch out for Starks for sure.
We also got Kyle Hamilton right next to him. So again, like I said,
Yeah,
we're
Bash
bringing up others.
Bros.
Another one from Atlanta.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be all violence back there. That is Daddy the Dudley boys for real. So
yeah.
yeah.
And we all go full circle. But Calvin Bassey is the third Dudley brother. And we found the other two. So there's five Dudley brothers. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but anything else you want to add on Man United? Because I know we talked about the game, we talked about everything, we talked about how you got a fan, how you became a fan, but I think ultimately you and I are probably the most positive United fans. Where we understand what's happening at the bigger level. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally on that point as far as with that, like we keep everybody's saying the same things over and over again, from the fans to the pundits, and it's like y'all not looking at the whole circle of things or just the totem pole of things. It's like the coach and players are only you can only blame them for so much. If nobody can survive in turmoil compared to what's been around. Like I know I saw somebody talking about, well, Chelsea were 15th one season and then they won the title the next season. But it's like, yeah, but that team won the title before that and they just got completely rinsed through injuries that season. That's why they were terrible, and then that's why they were able to win back the next season. United hasn't had that compared to all those teams. Like if anything, like we've been needing a rebuild for we didn't need a rebuild for 2 decades. Granted, you had Fergie and the rest of the other players there that gave you success, but the cracks were certainly starting to show, especially around 2009 and everything started to happen. So this is just the residual effects of everything. It just sucks that it came crashing down like it did last season, but it's inevitable. So
I'm
now
I'm
it's
gonna
just
add.
kind of yeah, you just got to kind of sit back and hope for the rebuild to, work.
Yeah, I'm gonna add to your point. I remember when I wanted Benzema at United, I wanted Ribery, I wanted Robin. I remember David Gill saying there's no value in the transfer market, and I think had we been a lot smarter as teenagers, we'd have known the writings on the wall back then. We should have known, like when we sold Cristiano Ronaldo, got Owen Oberton and Valencia, we'd have been like, "Oh, we're in this shit. We're in hell." We didn't know we were in hell, but we were in hell.
I mean, the Ronaldo thing is kind of hindsight because, you know, those things that those legal issues kind of started there, which was the second time for him for that. So I hope people haven't forgot about the first time. But yeah, that was the second time that happened for him. So hindsight being 2020 there. But yes, the returns in that, yeah, those were and that's when the first green and gold process started too.
Mhm.
So yeah, it
And
was
then David Beckham also wore the scarf when he played for Milan. So
Right.
again, I love United fans because we all say the same things, right? We're all frustrated in different ways, and I think sometimes people can take it out on each other online or like in person. I don't think anybody's that brave to say any of the things they say online in person because I'm sure like some things y'all say to people, y'all should get punched in the mouth, but it's neither here nor there.
Or
But
shot right in the knee. So it's not attempted
yeah,
murder.
yeah, you say that in a southern state, I'm gonna just say that this is my right to defend myself. I felt threatened.
Exactly.
But yeah, anything
Man,
else
you
you wanna add
Southern
before we get
by
out?
proxy. I ain't trying to hit.
Anything else you wanna add before we get out of here?
Man, yeah, we'll go again next week or late in the week as far as with this team. I'm curious to see what they do for those next two games. Uh, but they got work to do. I mean, rebuilds aren't pretty. I guess talk to talk to every team that's been rebuilding as far as with all sports from us to hell. I know people have forgotten about it as far as with Liverpool, but hey, that Liverpool rebuild was ugly at first. City,
Bro,
like that was oof.
it's funny, even Arsenal, like we made fun of Arsenal, but Arsenal have had a long rebuild and now they got the two best center backs in the league as their center backs. These things take time, and I understand when fans want to see success overnight. My brothers and sisters in Christ, it don't work that way. It don't work that way at all. So
So yeah, I mean, good luck everybody. That's pretty much it. Good luck everybody.
yeah. So I'm Tosin, your host. This is my boy Alex. Thank you so much for your time, man. We're out. Everyone take it easy. Man United play Grimsby Town on Wednesday. They play Burnley on Saturday. So two on paper winnable games. Hopefully they can go into the international break with confidence. But yeah, drawing 1-1 against Fulham is never fun, especially the way that the game went. But these are building blocks, and if Ruben keeps messing up, I'm sure they'll end up letting him go anyway. But they gave him some rope. So only thing he can do with the rope is either save himself or hang himself. That sounds super morbid, but those are his two options. He's got rope. He can either kill himself or he can save himself. Ain't no other way. You can wrap around your waist or you can wrap around your neck. I know that sounds super super morbid, but hey, what else can I
Jesus
say?
Christ.
Hey,
Hey, it is what it is. Or he could do that pootie tank shit, lasso motherfuckers in.
I've not seen Pootie Tang in a long time. I gotta go watch Pootie Tang. If you've never seen Pootie Tang, if you listen to this podcast and there's anything to take away from all of this, go watch Pootie Tang.
I keep telling y'all, we gonna drop these pop culture references on y'all. Y'all better learn up
Yeah,
globally.
yeah. Y'all gotta watch Pootie Tang. That's it. That's the Black American thing we gotta say today is watch Pootie Tang. Every day's Black History, but Pootie Tang is definitely it should be in the Smithsonian actually.
Hey, before they take it away for DEI.
I know, I know. Anyways, we're out. Everyone take it easy. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, Man United, it's gonna be a long season, fans. But what can we do? We're out. Peace.
Peace.